All right, the application that runs Bitcoin is called Bitcoin Core. It's the main implementation of Bitcoin, and it's a continuation of the original software by Satoshi Nakamoto. There are other implementations as well, but this is by far the most widely used, so we'll get familiar with this software in this course. So first of all, this is an open source collaborative project. Anyone can contribute, and contributions are peer reviewed by code maintainers. Ultimately, Bitcoin users can run any software they want, but they're incentivized to follow the same consensus rules, so their coins remain valuable. We're going to start by installing Bitcoin Core locally, but instead of connecting to the main network and syncing the blockchain, which is pretty large at this point, it could take hours or days depending on your machine, we'll run it in regression test mode. This will also allow us to generate blocks quickly without having to compete with other miners, since it's just an isolated system running only on our machine. So if you go to bitcoincore.org, we can install these binaries instead of building it from source, which takes a lot longer. So let's look at the releases. We'll find the latest release. And then for our machine, we will download this one. Copy the link here. And then just use wget to install that, or to download that into this folder. This is a compressed file, so let's go ahead and decompress it. And you'll see there's several folders that we have here. There's the binaries, along with some libraries, header files, and some documentation. So let's install those things. We'll go into this folder here. And we can just copy all the binaries. What we want is Bitcoin D, which is the actual application, Bitcoin CLI, which utilizes the remote procedural call, the RPC commands. And there's also a Bitcoin TX CLI tool. And we'll install those into our system folder. I think you got to be careful here with spaces. Okay. And then let's go ahead and make a directory for these these man pages. We will install them in user share man1, and we'll copy those man files over. Okay. Well, now that we have Bitcoin Core installed, let's go ahead and run it. We'll go back a folder here, and we want to run Bitcoin D with reg test flag, don't forget this. And we'll run as a daemon, so it's in the background. Okay, should be running. Let's try a few commands here. If you can look at the man page for Bitcoin CLI, and you'll see how to use it. You issue a command along with any flags. The flag that we will need to use for this is the reg test flag, since we're using the reg test network. And if you run help, you can see a list of commands that you can run. There's commands for the wallet Bitcoin Core provides that lets you send and receive transactions. You can also work with raw transactions, so you can build your own from scratch. There's also network, mining, generating, and blockchain commands as well. So let's just run one and see if it works. Let's look at the get block count. So if you look at the help, you can look at the help for any command by running help and then the command. The get block count will just return the number of blocks in the longest chain that we have on our machine. So if we go ahead and run regtest get block count, should be 0. We don't have any blocks yet. So we're going to look at a couple other things here, but to stop the network, to stop the application rather, you need to run Bitcoin CLI regtest stop. And that'll stop the application, and if you try to do a command, it will return an error. Let's take a look real quick at what data Bitcoin is storing on our machine. So where are the blocks stored and where's our wallet stuff? So if you look in our home folder, there's a .bitcoin folder. Let's just see what it looks like. So since we ran it in regtest mode, everything is in the regtest folder that we're going to be using. If you ran it in mainnet mode without the regtest flag, it would store everything in just the .bitcoin directory. But if you look, you can see there's a chain state folder that contains all the unspent transaction outputs. This is kind of like a miniature version of the blockchain, just the coins that haven't been spent yet. In the mempool.dat file is all the transactions that are pending that haven't been put into a block yet. And the blocks folder is where all the blocks are stored. So this is just the history of all the transactions that have ever happened on the Bitcoin network. There's an index folder for a level DB that indexes to the .dat files where the block data is actually stored. You'll see there's one block.dat file. There's a wallets folder. This is where your wallet information is stored, and the wallet.dat contains your private keys. So you'll want to make sure that's safe, along with some statistics, a ban list, and a debug log that will be useful if you're trying to debug. So this is Bitcoin Core, and let's go ahead and jump in and start learning some blockchain fundamental concepts.